Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Chesca and SA Vibes for having us. We're my-pilloh-TEA. All right, let's kick this off.
All the words that I wrote on my hand, pour out my notes, but I brought the wrong page. Couldn't remember it all. I thought I planned it all. It's my contingency. Oh baby, don't you see how hopeless it is to make plans for does it even make any sense? No, but that would it make a difference? Thinking about it and all the things I said to turn out right. To get it right. They say that two lefts don't make a right. But that don't mean I won't put up a fight. Replay scenarios inside my head, over and over again. But at the same time, why should I waste my time? Oh baby, don't you think how hopeless it is to make plans for does it even make any sense? Knowing that would it make a difference? Thinking about it and all the things I said till it turned out right. Till we get it right. Does it even make any sense? Knowing that would it make a difference? Thinking about it and all the things I said till it turned out right. Does it even change the outcome? Knowing that I would only waste my time. Why should I worry about the things to come till it turned out right?
Hi, I'm Edgar. I play drums.
Hi, I'm Joey. I play guitar.
Gotta lean into it, Joey. I'm Chesca. I sing and I play the guitar.
Hi, I'm Sophie and I play bass.
Hi, I'm JJ and I play keys.
Originally, I had my username and screen name on like YouTube and Instagram, MySpace, and that was a thing. It was My Squishy 123. So My Squishy came from Nemo, actually, like Finding Nemo, because there's a line Dory was like, and you should be my squishy. So I don't know, it was just random. And I was in middle school at the time. I didn't think of anything. So I had that for like almost half of my life. And when I started thinking a little bit more seriously about my music, I'm like, maybe I should change that. Maybe I should think of something I could release my stuff under. But I didn't want to completely part with My Squishy 123. So I kept the my part of it. And around that time, I was getting into this other band called Atarashi Gakko. It's like a Japanese band. They had a song called mypilotis. And mypilotis is actually like a French architectural term that means like supports or foundation that hold up a structure above ground or above water. So I was like, well, that's kind of fitting because I think everything in my life, our lives, are essentially what keeps us from our own self-destruction. Thing collapsing, basically, yeah. Mentally and everything. So, like, climbing, pottery, bouldering, friends, food, family, what have you, that all becomes our lives' piloti. So that's how it came up to be my-pilloh-TEA. So, one word, all lowercase. I've kind of started the whole music thing in my bedroom by myself for like at least a decade ago. And then how we got started is my cousin who plays in another band called Frog and Bandit. They were having a birthday show in December of 2023. And I didn't have a band at the time to play my music. I have like full recordings of stuff, but just don't have a band to play with. So I was thinking of doing it acoustic. But just a couple of months ago, I was playing with Roshi to help him out with San Japan. And then, so then they were like, don't do that. We'll play with you. So, and then we just kind of played our first show that way. And then we played another birthday show in March for Sophie's birthday. And then from that point on, we're just like, hey, this is fun. We'll keep doing it. So.
That is correct. She was going to do a solo gig, and we're like, that's silly. We'll be your backing band. And then Sophie was also around because they're climbing buddies, and it was like, I also play music. And now we do it. She feeds us. It's great.
It kind of like felt like fate because we needed a female singer for our San Japan gig in Roshi, and Chesca had all these covers of her doing anime covers on YouTube. So it just kind of worked out. Joey reached out to her, and then Chesca needed a band, and we were the band.
It's cliche, but sometimes there's just like an earworm or like a hook that I think of, or just it comes to mind, just a little something catchy. Sometimes it's like inspired from like other songs, and then it just becomes like some sort of variation of that one. I don't know, I hate saying it, but it just comes sometimes. So I build off of that little block of an earworm, and then I start writing parts around it to kind of build sections. If it's something that sticks and I keep remembering it, because I'm very forgetful, then I keep that in the song, and it just kind of builds blocks. And then I record that part. Usually it's the melody, and then just kind of layer on different instruments on top of it at home. And then lyrics typically go kind of last, and that's my most challenging part. So when lyrics comes, it's mostly just like mouth sounds, something rhythmically catchy.
What do they call it?
Gibberish? Yeah, just gibberish, English sounding gibberish. And then it'll eventually form into words, and I'll keep the part if it makes sense until it becomes English. And then I'll present the song to the guys, like, hey, can we play this live? And we bring it live performance. So the first song, The Kids Are All Right, is about how useless it is to worry about things, like worrying about tomorrow. It's going to come anyway. Plans don't work out. Sometimes you try to prepare as much as you can, but sometimes it just doesn't go your way. So it feels like wasted energy to worry about things. But just holding on to the fact that things will work out one way or another. It might not be immediately evident, but we'll be all right. So that's what The Kids Are All Right is about. And then Limbo I wrote that like 4-5 years ago. It was around like towards the end of COVID when we started losing like people that we loved. So it's kind of surrounding the themes of grief, where you've grieved for so hard during the early parts, and then you're at that state where you're just kind of in a limbo, where you feel kind of numb, but you're not quite out of that grieving state yet. So you're just in a state of limbo. You're kind of wanting to dip down again mentally, but just holding on to that fact that this is a fleeting moment. So if you just hold on, you'll get out of it. Just breathe, count 1, 2, 3, and just stick around for that time of limbo. It's just that period. All right, this next one's called Limbo. I like the community, especially. We could say it all the time too, yeah. Community is, yeah, because like everything, I don't know, at least in the scene that we're in, I haven't delved into other scenes yet in San Antonio, but particularly for like the indie rock scene, It's a really nice community. Everyone's such a great hang. You notice that if you see the same people at our shows, other bands supporting each other's bands, and wearing merch for each other, it's just like the whole supportive aspect of it is what I really like about the San Antonio music scene. So
There's this band called Roshi. Every time, no, just kidding. No, I think there's a sense of community. I just love them so much. But no, the sense of community. You just meet a lot of nice people. I think me and Edgar both have talked before how I don't think we would have met as many nice and talented people if we didn't do the local music thing. We've been doing it as a hobby for quite a few years. And again, it's just a great way to meet other like-minded people. It's great. I mean, every now and then you meet someone like Jacob and it ruins your week. But for the most part, it's great. I hope you heard that. Yeah. Yeah.
Community, but also I think it's really cool that a lot of the musicians we end up playing with are actually in multiple projects, like Roshi and everything. Like you'll see the same people playing in multiple spots all over town, and I think it's really cool that people just feel super free to kind of explore the different things that they like and don't feel like they have to tie themselves down to one thing or another, and everyone is super supportive about it.
I think that, and if we're just comparing us maybe to other cities, I think San Antonio doesn't give this much of a local scene support. Like I've seen like Austin, Dallas, Houston, sometimes they'll have bigger touring bands and they'll say, hey, let's throw on more local bands. So like we saw one of our favorite bands, Tiny Moving Parts, and they had 2-3 local openers at that gig. When they come by San Antonio, they're just like, nope, y'all don't get that shot, which would be cool. And we do have opportunities, but I think doing that would be bigger.
I was thinking maybe there's more support, I guess, from the city to help the thriving local communities and the music scene and the arts here. And like, because what I've noticed is like, I mean, I've only been playing for maybe since last year, 2020. Yeah, last year, very early, but like, a lot of the support that we have is basically from each other and each other's local networks. So just that community is what's really driving us. But I think what could help San Antonio's music scene progress even like more is if we get like support from the city itself. But I think that's a good foundation, though, is just having that strong community to begin with. But I think we could propel ourselves more as a San Antonio music scene if the city could, be a little bit more involved, I guess, as far as support. The Way I See You is also written around that time, maybe 4 or 5 years also. A lot of people interpret it as like a love song to a significant other, which is great, and I like how people interpret songs, and I think that's the great freedom about music. But when I wrote that song, to me, it was kind of the theme of how harsh we are about ourselves, and we're too hard on ourselves, basically. When we hear others say stuff about us, we believe that. We tend to believe that for some reason. So the way I see you is, what if we were to speak to ourselves in that point of view, if we're just a little bit kinder to ourselves, just love yourself more, that we are worthy, we belong, we deserve to exist. So if we see ourselves the way others, or the way that we want others to see us, then maybe we might believe ourselves more and have life. Lately, what I've been thinking about when writing these songs is like, is it going to be dancey, Am I going to move to it? Because when I listen to it, I want to make sure that I enjoy it, that I could dance to it and I can move to it. So I think that's how basically a lot of these songs are kind of like. But there's this bit in The Way I See You that we just started doing as we performed live. So that just kind of happened. It wasn't like I wasn't thinking about that when I was writing the song. I started something, and then Joey and like Sophie started doing it, and now everybody started doing it.
Making fun of it.
But yeah.
Now we do it. Sincerely.
Now we do it. Yep. There you go. Thank you. This next song's called The Way I See You.
As the morning light breaks, I see the light running Now your reflection in the mirror that you realize just how much you mean. And if only you could see the way I could see you. If only you could see the way I do. Someday I hope you realize when I gaze deep into your eyes and I see who you are and I see you. I pray that when you look at your reflection in the mirror that you realize just how much you matter to me. And if only you could see the way I could see you. If only you could see the way I do. And if only you could see the way I could see you. If only you could see the way I do. And if only you could see the way I could see you. If only you could see the way I do.
Thanks, y'all. So as far as like recording stuff, I basically do all the recording at home. I play the parts too. What's coming up next is I'm working on recording another single, which will be a surprise. No, it's, people have heard it. I'm not gonna say which ones I'll be recording to release soon. And we have something in June. So it's gonna be fun, but no details are bam.
I don't even know what we got in June.
The Way I See You and Limbo. That's out on all streaming platforms digitally. I don't have any physical copies yet, but you can find it on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, iTunes, Bandcamp if you want to support directly. Instagram mainly is where I'm most active. YouTube, I have a YouTube channel out there. My original music is mostly going to be found in Instagram, all the announcements for shows and stuff. I also have a TikTok, but all of them will be my-pilloh-TEA, mypilotis, one word. So Playgrounds is our only instrumental. I think that's like my favorite song to play, to be honest, because it's the most freedom that we have playing, hence why it's called Playgrounds, because this is the time or the song of our sets during our live shows where we just let loose. We just explode on our energy as kids do when they were kids, elementary school, and just kind of having that that moment back. So I'm not tethered to the microphone singing. I go wireless on the guitar, and I just like to go around the venue, weave through the crowds just to kind of, just like when you run as a kid in the playground.
What's up, KZ?
Yo, your mic is loud, bro. This is sick.
Thanks.